So the biggest difference, fundamental difference between victims and victors. You hear these things banding around about positive mindset, negative mindset and everything else. And sometimes for a lot of leaders, business owners, it's very hard to kind of understand what are the signs, what are the things that I need to look for to understand what goes on behind or inside someone's head and behind you as a business owner or a leader. Okay, so you're going to be looking for things, the fundamental differences between behaviours, right? So if I said to you, if you get people in your team and when you ask them to do things, the first question they tend to ask you is why? That's a great sign, right? They are what I call problem people, right? So they're always looking to focus on the problems rather than the solutions. So when you've got somebody great in your business and you've got really good people around you, people that are like-minded, that they kind of want to make a difference like you do as an individual, you'll find with those people you get a how question, right? They'll be asking, how do we do it? How do we get around this challenge? What is the challenge? What do we need to do? What's the outcome? How do we move around it? So the difference you tend to find between the people in your organisations that are either with you or against you, draining the shit out of the people around them in your business, or radiating around your business, so they're the kind of people that, you know, you walk in and you just want to be a part of it. Because I've walked into my business over the last 7 years and having grown it from literally just 2 to 30 plus, the days when I felt that I didn't even want to walk in were the days that I realised I needed to ask myself these questions. And it really was that was the contrast. I used to love walking into my business, and I got to a place, it took me some time, right, to start to think, why am I walking in and I don't want to see that person? What is it about that person? I'm quite an honest guy, right? So you'd be trying to help people all the time. My intentions are to help people to spot their strengths, play to them, master their talents, right? And all the time, sometimes that involves a lot of honesty, right? And the people that you're trying to help and they just like to blame everybody else, they like to talk about everybody else, are the people that are talking about you behind your back, right? Just let me reassure you, they will go home and discuss you, not them, as the person that needs to take responsibility, right? And there's a key part, taking responsibility. Another very, very obvious part that you can find and spot when you challenge one of your guys or you're asking them how they can improve something and they don't actually say, do you know what? Actually, yeah, I need to work on that. That's something I need to learn. Could you help me? Or is there someone that I could learn from? Rather than, well, no, that's not how we've done it before. That's not how I've done it over the years, or that person didn't show me in the right way. Oh no, it's the client's fault. You know, the people that talk about the clients as if they're, I don't know, Darth Vader or some kind of bad person. You know, they've got this opinion over others that's just unbelievable because they don't want to look at themselves. Why don't they want to look at themselves? Well, that brings you back down to a choice. As a leader, having had these challenging people with me over the years, and believe me, I've had my fair share of traumas around the organisations that I've run, and people that will revert to blame, revert to, you know, excuses and denial, right? They're not bad people, right? More often than not, they don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what's going on in their life. They don't even realise that actually they're living a completely different life than the one that they could lead. And it's your job as a leader to hold that mirror up. It's your job as a leader to get them to see what it is that they don't do, what it is they focus on, to help them to move from there to someone that I would consider to be a victor. Right? The victims blame, they deny, they make excuses, they don't take responsibility. The victors are all about, how do I get better? They don't ask why, they ask how. They always want to know, what can I do to improve? They've got that growth mindset. And I know people talk about, you know, positive mental attitude and all that kind of stuff, which is all well and good. But for me, yes, I want people to challenge decisions. I want people to come to me and say, no, I don't think that's the right way. It doesn't make them a victim, especially if they back it up with a solution. So you've got to think to yourself, in your business, if I said draw the line, you've got victim, victors, and your subheadings for you right now are victim behaviours, right? See, blame, denial, excuses. Across here, you've got the victors. right? Take responsibility. Love accountability. They don't push back on accountability, right? They don't mind being challenged, right? They love to be responsible, so they want to grow. They don't come up with, oh, I can't do that, I haven't got time. They want to do it because they know that the end goal and the reason why they're being challenged with that is to help them and the business or the client to succeed. If you've got more than one employee in your business, write down, where are they at the moment, right? And I'm not going to get you to focus right now on the victors, because to be honest with you, what we don't do as leaders, we don't give them anywhere near as much of our time as we could, right? Isn't this crazy, right? You've got these great people that are real supporters, real advocates of your business, but most of the time, as leaders, one of our biggest mistakes is all of the time that we're giving to trying to convince these victors the victims to be great and to come across over here. All this time we're putting into these guys, right? Hours, days, weeks, months, years, we're not putting into these. And that's when you've got to be careful that you're not going to lose some of your best people because you haven't given them the same amount of time and energy that they deserve. In fact, one of the questions I was asked just 5 months into running my first company, I was on a golf course with my mentor, was playing away, and this guy is in his 70s, is an absolute legend, and he said to me, how's it all going? Who's your biggest challenge? And I said, well, there's only 4 of us, and it's this particular guy, and he's a really good guy, and I really like him, but he wasn't necessarily a victim, but I was putting loads of time in and he wasn't really getting it. And he said to me, he goes, who else would value that kind of time? What would you be able to do if you put that time into somebody else? What would they be able to achieve? Because you said you're going to go around in circles, right? And it's so true. Think about your time and where it goes with your people. Does it go more into the people that are victims in your organisation or the victors? And look at this, time is money. There's no more valuable asset than you've got than your time, especially in leadership. If you want to grow a business, right, it's your time that's going to grow it, right? And what I mean by that is where you allocate that, right? Don't be doing 8, 9, 10 pound an hour tasks. You want to be building people up. If you're going to have to try and get under the values of these people, how long is that going to take you? You know, one of the things that I've done over the years to help these guys to really look in the mirror, if you like, and as a leader, they're going to think that there's a bias to what you're saying. If you can hold up that mirror, get them to see into it and get them to see that the different ways and perspectives that they look at things, it will help them to come out of that place, right? If you hold the mirror up and they can't come out of that place, you've got to find a way of managing that through so they actually make the decision to select themselves and move out of your organisation. They will drag it down, believe me, if you're not careful. Either that or they'll actually come across and make a significant contribution to your growth. Big decision. The difference between victims and victors are probably having a business that succeeds or a business that fails. The choice is yours.